I'm starting the recording. Okay, we are already being recorded. Please, Vanita, and thank you for joining us and for giving us this presentation. Thank you to the students that are attending as well. And please, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you for having taken the trouble of organizing this presentation, even though it's virtual. And thank you to the students for attending this presentation. I'm Vanita Mesquita, in charge of students from Europe and Latin America who are interested in coming for studies to our University, Illinois Institute of Technology, which is located in Chicago. So any student interested at the bachelor's, master's, or PhD level, interested in studies or degree programs, I'm in charge of those students from Europe and Latin America. Should you need to contact me with questions later on, my email address is europe@iit.edu. The picture on the slide is in the foreground is the picture of the Illinois Tech campus. You will see a rail line cutting across the campus. It means that we are an urban campus. We are in the city of Chicago, and we have two metro stations on campus that take you to the downtown area in about 7 minutes by train. Chicago is the third largest city in the United States after New York and Los Angeles. It's also located by one of the five Great Lakes, Lake Michigan, which is the only lake that is entirely in the United States. The other lakes are shared with our neighbor, Canada. About the city of Chicago, it's got 35 miles of lakefront, and many museums, many parks, and lots of students, when I've asked for their feedback about Chicago, all of them say that it's a beautiful city and they love the lake and the parks. Chicago is also number one in the US in manufacturing and in nanotechnology. The title of the slide says Chicago, the city Illinois Tech built. We did not build the entire city, but we did contribute to some of the major architectural landmark buildings that are part of the skyline of Chicago. We have a well-known College of Architecture, and professors and their students have contributed to some of the buildings that are part of the skyline and the city of Chicago. The city of Chicago, we have four seasons, although when you mention Chicago to some people, they think that we always have winter. That's not the case. We do have, currently it's the fall season, although the temperatures are quite low right now. We did have some snowfall. The picture you see here is the student center, and the tube that encapsulates part of the rail tracks, because the train was very noisy, and when the train passed, students had to stop talking, wait for the train to pass, and then continue their conversation. So with this tube, it muffles the sound of the train, and students don't have to stop their conversation when the train passes by. Our winters can be quite harsh. They can go as below as minus 20 Celsius with a wind chill factor. However, I will say that we have students from countries where they've never experienced snow and they've survived our winters. So I'm not too worried about that. If you're well clad, you can survive the winter in Chicago. We also have a spring and summer. In the summer, it can get quite hot and humid. The temperatures can be in the 30s, 31, 32 degrees Celsius. The next slide talks about why would you wish to study at Illinois Tech. I know that your schools have many partnerships and many double degree programs in Europe and perhaps with other schools in the US and elsewhere. One reason why you would choose the US over some other countries is perhaps because of the work opportunity. Any student deciding to pursue any degree program at any US university will enter the US on what is called the F1 student visa. This is a student visa, which means that you have to study and complete your degree. However, with this visa, you have the possibility of working for an additional year, 12 months, in your field of study anywhere in the United States. It's called Optional Practical Training, or OPT. What do I mean by field of study? For example, if you decide to pursue a master's in power engineering, that's your field of study. So you will need to find a job related to power engineering, and you can work for 1 full year after you graduate. Let me give you a concrete example. Assuming you're interested in the double degree program at Illinois Tech, you first have to be pre-selected by your school, and then you have to apply to Illinois Tech. If you qualify for admission and say you're in the first year of your master's, and you complete the second year, you want to complete the second year of your master's at Illinois Tech, then you would start your second year of your master's at Illinois Tech in August 2022. You would complete it by August 2023. If you graduated and you've successfully completed the master's, and if you find a job in the States, you can work for 1 additional year. That means August 2023 to August 2024. Additionally, if your field of study is STEM, that's an acronym for science, technology, engineering, and maths, you have the opportunity to prolong your work for an additional 2 years. So all in all, you have the possibility of working for up to 3 years if your field is STEM related, anywhere in the United States in your field of study. The average average annual salary for a student with a master's degree is about $65,000. So I don't know of any other country that affords students with this possibility of being able to work for 1 year and then being able to extend it for another 2 years if your field is STEM related. So that could be an attraction for choosing the United States as a destination for the double degree program. Another attraction is the research opportunities. In Chicago, for example, in the Chicagoland area, we have 2 world famous laboratories: Argonne National Laboratory, which is owned by a department of the federal government, and Fermilab, which is the second largest laboratory in particle physics in the world after CERN in Switzerland. They both are located in the Chicagoland area, which means in the suburbs of Chicago. Why I mention these 2 labs is because some of our professors either use their facilities and or work with some of the research teams in both of these labs. So this affords students working with the professors opportunities as well to see what these labs are like by using their facilities and or working with these research teams. Also, all of our programs, our master degree programs, if it's a double degree program, we do not require a research project in our 1-year master degree programs, but because it's a double degree program and you are required to complete your trabajo fin de masters as part of your master's degree, we include it in our master degree master degree programs. Why Illinois Tech? Illinois Tech is the only tech-focused university in the city of Chicago. We have many good universities in the city of Chicago, but Illinois Tech is the only tech-focused university. That means specialized in engineering, science, and technology. We also happen to have a College of Architecture, School of Business, a College of Law, Institute of Design, and Institute of Psychology. If you're interested, why Illinois Tech? If you're interested in a double degree program, you can complete the master's in 1 year And at the end of the master's, you can receive 2 degrees. So you do not have to spend any extra time. So currently, if you're on a 2-year master's, you would complete the first year of your master's at UBC, and then the second year of your master's you will complete at Illinois Tech by pursuing one of our 1-year master degree programs that will include a research project. So you would finish it in 12 months. You have the choice of choosing any of our over 100 master degree programs, which is not the case with other partner schools where you're limited to only a certain number of master degree programs. However, while you have the choice, you may, if you choose any one of our master degree programs, it has to be pre-approved by your school. So that's the condition. So for example, if you're in industrial engineering or in telecom engineering, and if you're interested in our master's in applied physics, if your professors at Teleco tell you that it's fine, it coincides with your academic profile, then it would be fine for you to pursue the Masters of Science in Applied Physics. So again, you can choose any one of our 1-year master degree programs, non-thesis, on condition that your school pre-approves the master's you complete at Illinois Tech, because your school has to validate your second year at Illinois Tech. The tuition cost is the same if for any master degree programs offered by any of our colleges. There are no quotas. So for example, if at Industrialist there are 20 of you interested in the double degree program, and if all 20 of you are selected by the School of Industrialist, you're welcome to apply to Illinois Tech. Only selected students can apply to our programs. So these are some of the advantages of choosing the US and choosing Illinois Tech. Illinois Tech is also a member of the Association of Independent Technological Universities. This comprises 23 private colleges and universities. Illinois Tech was among the first 15 founding members. Other private universities include MIT, Carnegie Mellon, Caltech, to mention a few. Private universities in the United States are very selective. That means it is not easy to get admission into a private university in the States. Hence, they are smaller in size. It's difficult to get admission into a private university. On the other hand, public universities, there are some public universities that are selective. There's some public universities that are not very selective. So that's the main difference between the private and public university. In terms of academics, Illinois Tech, just like UBC, has many schools, like the School of Telecom, School of Industrialis. Similarly, at Illinois Tech, we have 8 colleges. For example, if you're interested in anything to do with electrical and computer engineering, what is important for you to remember is that you need to look at the department. So for example, under the Armour College of Engineering, we have the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering that offers its own master degree programs. We have the Department of Mechanical Materials and Aerospace Engineering that offers its own master degree programs. We have the Department of Biomedical Engineering as well, the Department of Civil, Architectural and Environmental Engineering, and the Department of Chemical and Biological Engineering. If you're interested in computer science, that would be under the College of Computing, the Department of Computer Science. There's also the Department of Industrial Technology and Management for those students from Industrialis who are interested in the MITO, the Manufacturing, Information Technology and Operations program. And we also have the Information and Technology and Management Department under the College of Computing. If you're interested in any master degree programs with a business approach then you need to look at the Stewart School of Business. Again, you can choose any of the master degree programs offered by any of the departments, as long as your school approves the master's degree you choose to study at Illinois Tech. Our master degree programs vary in terms of credit hours. So they may be 30 credits, 32, or 33 credits. What is important for you to know is the equivalency between ECTS and US credits. Simply put, 1 US credit is equivalent to 2 ECTS credits. So if you decide to pursue a 30 US credit hour master, that will be equivalent to 60 ECTS credits. That's important for you to know. Additionally, when you look at the master degree programs, most of the courses have a certain number of credit hours assigned to them. On average, most courses are worth 3 credit hours. What does that mean? That means if, for example, you take a course in digital systems and it says 3CH, it means you will attend that class or that lecture for that course once a week for 3 hours. You will find when looking at the departments and the master degrees that they are either posted at MEng, Master of Engineering, or Master of Professional Masters, or MS. What is important, all the masters are recognized by companies, and also if you are interested in continuing for a PhD later on, doctoral degree studies, with a few exceptions. For example, if you're interested in computer science and you do not know whether you want the Master of Computer Science or the Master of Science in Computer Science. If you're interested in research and you want to continue for a PhD, it is preferable in this case to choose the Master of Science in Computer Science, MSCS. If, on the other hand, if you're just interested in getting a degree to work and gain a job experience, then you may choose the Master of Computer Science. Okay. I've listed some cutting-edge areas of study and career opportunities just to provide you with an idea of what's going on in the US in terms of fields of study that are in demand and what kind of job career opportunities are available for you with specific master degree programs. Again, these are a few examples. This is not an exhaustive list, but just to give you an idea. For example, a very new master's degree program that is now being offered by our Department of Mechanical Materials and Aerospace Engineering, MMAE for short, is the Master of Science in Autonomous Systems and Robotics. When you go to that link, it will provide you with an overview of this degree program, and it will list the career opportunities. That means you could be, when you have this master's, you could apply as a robotics engineer or a navigation guidance systems engineer. Okay, so this is important for you to know as to what job possibilities or job positions and career opportunities there are with different master degree programs. Similarly, if you choose an MEng in cybersecurity engineering, our computer science department also offers a master in cybersecurity. The difference between the two is that this Master Cybersecurity Engineering, which is offered by the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering, looks at cybersecurity systems. So you could be a cybersecurity systems engineer or a network security engineer. Additionally, there's another master's offered by the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering, which is the MEng in Computer Engineering and IoT, Internet of Things. You could be a Chief IoT Officer, MEng in Biomedical Engineering. Computer science offers another computational decision science and operations, and these are the career opportunities. Again, I underscore these are a few examples. Okay, there are many more master degree programs that you can choose from. I just have cited a few examples here to give you an idea. You're not limited to these. You can choose from any other master degree programs. In terms of our size, we are a small school in that we are about 6,500, close to 7,000 if you add our law school in size, and we have more of our students at the graduate level. So if you're interested in a double degree program, your level will be graduate. Graduate means master's and or PhD or doctoral level. Undergraduate means bachelor's. So remember, double degree master's program, your level will be graduate. Okay. In terms of ranking, we were ranked number 5 in the nation for our Masters of Science in Finance, offered by Stewart School of Business and by the Financial Times. And then Forbes ranked us as the top 25 STEM colleges, that's science, technology, engineering, and maths. So what kinds of students do we graduate? So it would be a good idea to look at some of our alumni. All of you have cell phones, and if you have a cell phone, you cannot forget Illinois Tech, because the inventor of the cell phone was a student from Illinois Tech, Marty Cooper, who graduated from Illinois Tech with his bachelor's and master's in electrical engineering in 1950 and 57, respectively. The first cell phone weighed over a kilo, and it was around 72, 73 when he invented the cell phone. For those of you who use Alexa or like Alexa, again, that's an Illinois Tech student who graduated in 1999. His name is Rohit Prasad. He was the head scientist behind the creation of Amazon's Alexa. Other notable alumni, when you purchase any product and you see the barcode, and now in stores you have to scan the barcode yourself. Well, one of the pioneers in barcode technology was an Illinois Tech graduate. His name is Ed Kaplan, who received his master's in mechanical engineering in 1965. Another alum of Illinois Tech, Rajiv Chandrasekhar, who received his master's in computer science in 1988, was a member of the team that developed the Pentium chip. Susan Solomon discovered the problem with the ozone layer, and there are many other notable alumni at Illinois Tech. In the news, I thought I would mention one of the experiences of our French students from our partner schools, which is Essie Gilec in Rouen in France. She came to Illinois Tech to pursue a master's in power engineering. She on a double degree program, and she completed her master's in 2019. Her projet fin d'études, which is similar to the Trabajo fin de Masters, it was included in her master's degree program. She performed very well in her research project, so much so that her research supervisor asked her if she would be interested in continuing for a PhD, a doctoral degree program at Illinois Tech. And he also told her that if she were interested in a PhD program, he would pay for her tuition cost of courses for her PhD. Plus, she would get a monthly stipend, like a salary of about $1,500 a month to help with her living expenses. She wasn't thinking of continuing for a PhD, but she liked the offer, and she's currently, I'm pleased to say, pursuing her PhD at Illinois Tech. Her research was on innovative ways of electrical vehicle charging. I provided you with the link so that you can have an idea as to what her research is about. In terms of campus life, we have housing on campus, residence halls. We have 5 of them. Students, graduate students like you, master level students, have the option of either choosing to live in our residence halls, or you can choose to live in an apartment in the city of Chicago. You are not obliged to live in our residence halls. You can decide if you want to or not. I've posted a picture of the most recently renovated hall, which is the Kasich Hall. And here's a picture of a single room. You can choose a single room or share a double room with another student. The prices vary. per year. This Geisha Hall also has a lounge area for students, and through the windows you can see the skyline of the city of Chicago. Okay. I've provided the room rates for this current academic year, and there are also meal rates, the board plan. That means you can choose your meals if you want to have meals 3 times a day, 7 days a week, or once a day, 5 days a week. That's up to you. You have the option to choose your meals and your room. In terms of other activities, we do have athletics. However, we are not considered to be a sports school. That means we do not play nationally competitively. So there are no sports scholarships. Every US university has a mascot. Our mascot is a scarlet hawk. We do have men's athletics, baseball, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, tennis, swimming, volleyball. Similarly for women, this similar field, basketball, cross country. We do not have rugby, nor do we have American football. And students can participate in our teams and play locally with other institutions. The next slide is a picture of our student center. That's the building that I showed you earlier with the tube above it. This is the under part of the tube. Simply put, the student center is for you students to relax. There's a radio station, there's a baby foot table, as the French call it, or football, pool tables, the post office, bookstore, a 7-Eleven. There are terminals 24/7, breakout rooms if you want to have meetings or work on a homework, etc. So this student center is really for students to hang out and to relax and do whatever they want to do. Our partner schools in Spain are the big 4 or 5, Universidad Politécnica de Madrid, and all the schools within UPM, UPC, UPV, Valencia, University Sevilla, also Comillas Madrid, and the School of Engineering at Universidad del País Vasco. Okay, that's 2, 4, 6, the big 6. In terms of academics, I mentioned that you do need to look at the departments to find out what master degree program each department offers. And this you can do in consultation with your professors at your respective schools. So for example, if you're at the School of Telecom, you may be interested in the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering. So all you need to do is go to this link, click on Programs, go to graduate because your level is graduate, and then choose master degrees, and you'll find the exhaustive list of all the master degree programs on offer. It's important to choose a non-thesis master degree program. Similarly, if you're from Industrialis or if you're from SCA Terrassa, you can choose the Department of Mechanical Materials and Aerospace Engineering. Follow the same procedure. If you're from Camins, you can choose the Department of Civil, Architectural and Environmental Engineering. Or if some of you have a chemical engineering specialization from Industrialis, you can choose the Department of Chemical and Biological Engineering. Biomedical engineering may be useful also for teleco students. Then also useful for teleco and maybe Industrialis would be industrial technology and operations, information technology management, computer science, applied mathematics. As I mentioned earlier, if you're interested in Stewart School of Business, and if you're from from the School of Teleco, Industrialis, or any other school, make sure that your school is okay with your choosing any of the master degree programs offered by the Stewart School of Business. We also have interdisciplinary programs. All the interdisciplinary programs are 30 US credit hours, which is equivalent to 60 ECTS credit hours. Since they're interdisciplinary, that means they are courses from different departments, it's important to specialize or specify the track, because the track determines which department manages that particular program. So for example, if you're interested in the MEng in computational engineering, it has many tracks. So if you're interested in the biomedicine track, that will be managed by the Biomedical Engineering Department, BME. If you're interested in the computational mechanics track, that's managed by the Department of Mechanical Materials and Aerospace Engineering Department. If you're interested in optimization, machine vision, and decision-making track, that's managed by the Electrical and Computer Engineering Department. For those interested in manufacturing, we have advanced manufacturing, automation and control systems track, or additive manufacturing or digital manufacturing track. By each of these, I posted the career opportunities that is listed on our website for each of these interdisciplinary programs to help you, again, get an idea of what kind of jobs you could look for in the United States. I also did a quick Google search of the average annual salary in the US per job title. It's not a very scientific way of looking, but just out of curiosity and to get an idea. So when I went to our link for this particular field of study, and I looked at the career opportunity, it said computational fluid dynamics and analyst. And I did a quick Google search, typing in computational fluid dynamics analyst, asking for the annual salary in the US, and I found it was $94,000. So similarly, for machine vision decision-making track, you could be a senior machine learning optimization engineer, and the quick Google search showed me the average annual salary in the US is $100,000. So I did it for the others, and the list goes on. Again, it's not a scientific way, because a quick Google search did not tell me whether it is the salary is for people who've just graduated or how many years of experience are required, etc. But it was more to get an idea of what the salaries are in the United States, which I think could be of help to you, because you will be spending some money to fund your master's degree at Illinois Tech. Again, here I've provided a slide that lists a few examples. I highlight these are a few examples of some new and job market relevant master degree programs. The new master degree programs on offer, as I'd mentioned earlier, is the one in autonomous systems and robotics, offered by the Department of Mechanical Materials, Aerospace Engineering. And the two other new master degree programs are offered by the Biomedical Engineering Department. They are Biomedical Data Science and Modeling, and the Master of Science in Medical Devices and Biomaterials. So this may be interesting for students from the School of Teleco and or from the School of Industrialis with a biomedicine track. There's also the Master of Technological Entrepreneurship, which is offered by the Stewart School of Business. I found that this past couple of years, some students have, Spanish students, have expressed interest in this field of study. So if you may be interested in this field of study, check with your professor at your school whether he or she thinks it's okay for you to pursue this field. If they say it's okay, then it's fine by us. So I've given you a few examples here. For those interested in our Department of Mechanical Materials and Aerospace Engineering, these are our research areas. Our research areas are in autonomous systems, design and manufacturing, energy storage and conversion, fluid dynamics, material science and engineering, solids and structures, and thermal sciences. It's important to know the research areas if you're interested in the double degree program, and especially for your trabajo fin de master. Here I've provided a longer list, again, a few examples of job opportunities and a quick Google search of annual average salaries based on fields different fields of studies offered by different departments at Illinois Tech. Again, these are a few examples. So, for example, if you want to do anything with artificial intelligence, you could become an artificial intelligence engineer, and the quick Google search showed that the salary was average was 164,000. If you want to become a control systems engineer, the average salary is 100,000. Mechanical engineer, it's about 89,000. Civil engineer, about 84,000. Chemical engineer, 106,000, and so on. So again, just to give you an idea of the salaries in the United States, not a scientific approach, but more just to get an idea. If any of you is interested in our computer science department and any of the master's degree programs it offers, please note that the difference between the MSCS and the Master of Computer Science, MSCS allows you to continue for a PhD. Master of Computer Science is more applied and not necessary, does not prepare you for a PhD. However, if you're interested in the Master of Computer Science, there are many specializations, and if you want some business specialization, or if you have an interest in business, you can specialize in business or finance. And there are other specializations like computational intelligence, cloud computing, information security and insurance, and so on. To apply to any of our master's degree programs in computer science, it's important to have completed some prerequisites. That means you have had to have completed and successfully passed these courses before thinking about applying to any of our master programs offered by the Department of Computer Science. I've mentioned the prerequisites, and I've provided the link so that you can find the course description of those prerequisites. If you're interested in the Master of Artificial Intelligence program that's offered by Intelligence program offered by the Department of Computer Science, or MSCS, MCS, it's important to also have completed discrete structures, data structures and algorithms, computer organization, assembly language programming, systems programming and calculus, and additional knowledge of C or Java may be substituted for C++. And you should have completed it successfully, meaning a mark of 6.5 out of 10. That's important for you to know. If you're interested in any of the master degree programs offered by our Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering, you should have completed probability in stats and signals and systems. Here are all of the one-year master degree programs offered by the Stewart School of Business. I provided you with a link. So the master degree programs are all 33 credit hours, which is equivalent to 66 ECTS, with the exception of the Master of Technological Entrepreneurship, which is 30 credit hour masters, okay? Students interested in aerospace engineering courses, but you may not have the course background. The courses that we recommend that you take at UPC should be in aircraft flight mechanics, spacecraft dynamics, or spacecraft design, aircraft design, and you should have at least a 6.5 out of 10 in one or more of these courses. So if you're interested in aerospace engineering, but you do not have an aerospace engineering background before coming to Illinois Tech, it's preferable that you take courses related to these courses in aerospace engineering. If, on the other hand, you're only interested in the M-Engine mechanical and aerospace engineering, it's not necessary to take the above courses. You have other options. Again, this is only for those who want to take aerospace engineering courses, more aerospace engineering courses at Illinois Tech. Our academic calendar is similar to yours. We are just 1 month off. So our fall semester starts in August, you start in September. Our spring semester starts in January, and you start in February. If you're interested in the double degree program at Illinois Tech, and if you're pre-selected by your school will send to me your names and email addresses. I will then communicate with you about the application process for Illinois Tech. We have some documents you have to submit, and of course, proof of English proficiency. And our application deadline is April 15th. So if you want to come for your master's degree, second year for your master's degree, to complete it at Illinois Tech next August, you have to submit everything to Illinois Tech by April 15th of next year. So this provides you with an example of how the double degree works. First year of your master, if you're on a 2-year master degree program, you complete the first year of your master's at UPC, and the second year of your master's you will complete at Illinois Tech, which will include your trabajo fin de master's. Conditions: you have to be pre-selected by UPC, then only you can apply to Illinois Tech. To apply to Illinois Tech, you need to have a minimum score of 90 internet-based, or IELTS 6.5, or Duolingo 110. The good news, thanks to COVID, the GRE, Graduate Record Examination, that we used to require is waived for all fall 2022 applicants. So except for anybody who may be interested in the Master of Science in Management Science. But for all other master degree programs, the GRE will be waived if you want to come to pursue a master's degree next August 2022 at Illinois Tech. Illinois Tech will make the final decision. Here's a graphic of how it works. If you're on a 2-year master's, first year, it should be Catalonia, and then the second year at Illinois Tech. For those of you who are on a 1-year master degree program and may be interested in adding another year of a master's degree at Illinois Tech, that is possible. So if you're on a 1-year master degree program, you could complete all the courses required for the 1-year masters at UPC, with the exception of your trabajo fin de masters. You can complete the trabajo fin de masters with the additional master that you will pursue at Illinois Tech, so that you will receive both the UPC degree and the Illinois Tech degree. So that's the difference between the 2-year master's, which is a double degree program. You do not add any extra year. But if you're on the 1-year master degree program, you will add an additional year, right? So the outcome is the same. You will get 2 degrees, only the time will be different. One is done 2 degrees in 1 year for the double degree program, but if you're on a 1-year master degree program, you will add another year. The requirements are the same. All right, let me see if there's anything else. I've given you the comparison. For those interested in biology, I've provided the biology specializations in cellular, molecular biology, computational biology, and the research areas in biology. For those from the School of Mathematics and Applied Statistics, if there are any of you, the applications for the double degree masters, you can apply only for the spring semester, and you should have completed at least 4.5 years at FME. Okay, if you have questions, we can deal with the questions at the end of this presentation. We also have a doctoral degree program for FME students if they're interested in that. For the tuition and fees, this is the tuition for the current year, which is August 2021, May 2022. If you decide to study at Illinois Tech next August, you will fall under the new academic year, which would be August 2022 to May 2023. We do not yet know the cost for the new academic year. We will know that by February or March of next year. However, to give you an idea of what it currently costs a student on a double degree program, I've provided you with an example. I would like you to note that among all of our partners in both Spain and France, we receive on average 120 students a year who are interested in pursuing a double degree master's. So 120 students from France and Spain, from our partner schools in France and Spain, come to Illinois Tech for a double degree program. 80% of the students are from public universities. 80% of the students take out loans from banks in Spain or France to fund their education. What they've told me is that because of the possibility of working after their degree under the F1 student visa for 1 year and then extending it for another 2 years, they're usually able to pay off or reimburse their loan within a year. So that is an attraction for the students. That's why we have so many students every year for the double degree program. To give you an example, from Universidad Politécnica de Madrid alone last year, despite COVID, we had 60 students come for the double degree program. So that gives you an idea of the popularity of the program. Per the US F1 visa, you have to be a full-time student. Full-time means you have to be enrolled for a minimum of 3 courses per semester. The tuition, I provided you with an example. So the cost this year is 1,614 per credit hour. So if we take an example of a 32 credit hour master's, if you do the multiplication, it amounts to $51,600. However, you will not pay that cost. Why? Because if you're pre-selected by UPC, then you apply, and if you qualify for admission to Illinois Tech, we would award you with a scholarship of 9 credit hours. So that reduces your cost by $14,000. In addition, you are eligible to waive up to 2 courses for transfer of credit. For example, if you decide to pursue a Master of Computer Science, and 2 of the elective courses in that master's at Illinois Tech are object-oriented design and C++. If you've completed those 2 courses in the first year of your master's at UPC, and if they're equivalent to 12 ECTS credits, because 1 US course of 3 credit hours is 6 ECTS credits. So 2, it will be equivalent to 12 ECTS credits. And if your mark is 6.5 out of 10, it could be approved by the department at Illinois Tech, so you will not have to repeat those 2 courses at Illinois Tech. So you're waived those 2 courses. That means you're waived $9,000. So your cost could be as low as $27,000 if you fulfill these 2 conditions, qualifying for admission, and if you are able to transfer up to 2 courses. Now, for UPC, you're required to complete 60 ECTS credit hours. So for the transfer of credit, you have to make sure that you complete at least 30 US credit hours. And so you may not be able to transfer 2, you may be able to only transfer 1, depending on the number of credit hours of the masters that you choose. Okay? There are mandatory and other fees. So for engineering, technology, and science, these are the fees for the year currently for the use of the library. Health insurance is mandatory at Illinois Tech. And I know that in some of your schools, you also have a mandatory health insurance. You may ask me whether you can waive our health insurance. On our Student Health and Wellness Center website, they've provided the conditions that you have to fulfill in order to waive the health insurance. So if the mandatory health insurance offered by UPC fulfills those conditions, then you may apply for a waiver of our health insurance. Again, you will have to check the conditions on the website at Illinois Tech. New student fee is a one-time fee when you come as a new student, all the activities that we organize for you. UPass is the use of the metro, the bus and the train unlimited for the year. Graduation application fee is the activities we organize for you, the cap and gown when you graduate. So this would be an additional $4,000 added to your tuition cost. I've explained how the course transfer credit works, so I will not go into further detail. For the Stewart School of Business, their courses, their programs are mainly 33 credit hours, with the exception of one that is 30 credit hours. So if you choose a 33 credit hour master's, there's also the Master of Data Science that's offered by the Department of Computer Science, that's 33 credit hours. However, for the Stewart School of Business, you're eligible to waive up to 3 courses, 9 credits or 18 ECTS credits. That would help lower the cost further to about $24,000. And their fees, because they manage their own budget, their mandatory and other fees are a little lower than the engineering and technology programs. So what is the outcome? For the double degree program, you complete your second year of your master's at Illinois Tech. The master's you can complete in 12 months, which will include your trabajo fin de master's. So at the end of 1 year, you would get 2 degrees. For the 1+1 master programs, you will add an extra year. You will not be eligible for transfer credit. You'll have to complete the entire 30, 32, or 33 credit hour masters. It would include your trabajo fin de masters, and you would be able to receive 2 degrees, not at the same time, but at a different time. Okay. What are your possibilities? So after you graduate, what can you do? You can choose to work anywhere in the US under the F1 student visa, optional practical training for 12 months, and extended for up to 24 months if your program is STEM related. The median annual salary is $71,000, and the average annual salary for students with a master's is $65,000. If you're not interested in work, you like research, you can do what that student Larissa did, continue for a PhD either at Illinois Tech or another university in the US or elsewhere, or you can decide to return home to Spain or work in Europe or anywhere in the world. The US degree is recognized all over the world. So that's the end of the double degree program. We have certificate programs. These are non-degree, mainly master degree level. So you have to have had a bachelor degree already. You could take one course from the certificate program that could apply to your double degree program at a 50% discount. For example, for those in Industriales interested in the Master of Industrial Technology and Operations, could take a course, a supply chain management course offered under the certificate program at a 50% discount. That would be transferred and accepted as part of your MITO, the Masters in Industrial Technology and Operations program. So that's, again, up to you to decide with your professor and the timing, because these courses are offered either in the fall semester or spring semester, and you have to do this in advance before arriving at Illinois Tech for in-person classes, because all the certificate courses are offered online. But remember, the certificate course is offered at a 50% discount. So instead of paying $4,800 for the course, you would pay $2,421 for the course. So that could be of interest to you if you want to reduce your cost and if you have the time to fit in taking a course online. Remember, you have to have completed your bachelor's degree. The third option is research. If you're not interested in all the financial sacrifice that you and your parents will have to make, and you just want a taste of America and working in doing research in a lab, you can do your trabajo fin de masters at Illinois Tech for a period of 6 months. Again, you have to be selected by your school. Your school will send me your name and email address. The application process is simple. The visa type is different. It's called a J1 short-term research scholar visa. Is there any fees? Are there any fees that you may have to pay? Only a registration fee of 3 credits based on this current year of $4,800 if you're doing research for 6 months. Our Stewart School of Business does not accept any research for 6 months, but any engineering, technology, science department will accept research for 6 months. All right. So that's pretty much it. Here are some examples of the research centers and what type of research activities there are in each of these research centers. I don't know if there are any undergraduate students, bachelor students. For architecture, the School of Architecture, ETSAB, UPC, again, you have to be pre-selected by UPC. Our application deadline is the same, April 15th. The TOEFL requirement for undergraduate, again, this is only for the School of Architecture, not coming for a degree program, but coming for a semester or for a year to take courses. The TOEFL requirement is a little lower, 80 instead of 90. However, IELTS and Duolingo is the same. And for the ETSAB, the School of Architecture, the visa type would be J1 non-degree visiting or exchange. Exchange students, we would accept 1 student for 1 year or 2 students per semester. Exchange students will not pay any tuition fee, but they will have to pay the mandatory and other fees. Visiting students will have to pay the discounted tuition fee, and I provided you with the cost for the semester. If you qualify for admission, you would pay for 1 semester $14,000. Again, for those listening in, this only applies to the School of Architecture at UPC, architecture students at the undergraduate bachelor's level. Okay. And of course, when for the ETSAB students from the School of Architecture, they have to mail in their documents. Some testimonials. So I've asked students how do they like the experience. Larissa said that if she had to describe her experience at IIT in 1 sentence, she said that it was an eye-opening and truly rich experience. It was worth it and opened an horizon of opportunities for me. Javier Perez, a student from the School of Industrial at Polytechnic Madrid, received his master's from mechanical engineering in 2008 when there was a financial crisis, but he managed to find a job. His salary was quite low at the time because of the crisis, but each year his salary increased. He mentioned the OPT, that's optional practical training. And then after that expired, the companies applied, sponsored him for a work visa, the H-1B. And then finally he got a green card and he's currently a strategy manager. So was it worth it? He said the experience was worth the cost from a compensation point of view. Without Illinois Tech, I would not have been able to work in the US. Would he recommend this experience to others and why? The job market, he says, is a very competitive one. You need to be able to differentiate yourself. Studying in the US gives you that differentiation. He has created an organization called Profesionales Españoles in Chicago, where he organizes lunch, brown bag lunches for all Spanish students on campus and liaises with companies, Spanish companies in the US, so that Spanish students can find jobs with the Spanish companies if they're interested. So it is a very good organization, a very helpful organization for Spanish students. So that's the end of my presentation. And I'm open for questions right now, if there's time. Sorry, it ran a little late. Any questions?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes.
About the TOEFL IBT exam. What's the expiration time of the TOEFL? So on which time window I must have taken the exam to be accepted by Illinois Tech.
Okay, if you take the TOEFL, your score is valid for 2 years.
Okay,
if you
thank
take
you.
the IELTS, the score is valid for 2 years. So if you've taken your TOEFL already last year, and if you're interested in applying to Illinois Tech next August 2022, application deadline, if you're selected, application deadline is April 15th. So if you took your TOEFL in January of 2020, and if you submit your application, assuming you're selected, by April, it will not be valid anymore because the 2 years, January 2021 to 22, will have expired. Then you will have to retake the TOEFL. So it's recommended that you time it in such a way that your TOEFL score will still remain valid. Do you get what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Thank you. And also, when any of you decide to take the TOEFL or the IELTS, at the time of registration, make sure that you request for your official score to be sent to the university that you intend to apply to. So, for example, if you're thinking about Illinois Tech for next year, you're not sure, but you're thinking about it, it's preferable to mention Illinois Tech, because when you first time when you register to take the TOEFL, to have your official score be sent, it's free. If you've already taken the TOEFL and then have to request for your official score to be sent to the university, you'll have to pay. So it's a good idea, even if you're not sure if you want to come to Illinois Tech, but you're going to register for the TOEFL, to list all the schools that you're thinking of applying to, so that they receive your official score, because at the time of registration, it is free. I don't know for how many schools, but they will tell you. Same thing for the IELTS. At the time of registration, request for the electronic upload delivery service, so that the school that you're eventually planning to apply to will be able to access your official IELTS score electronically. If you decide to take the Duolingo, Duolingo asks you which university you wish to, which university you'd like your official score to be sent. So you should mention the university at that time, because we only accept official scores, and I think most US schools and other schools only accept official scores, not copies of scores. So that's important for you to remember. Any other question? For those of you who are interested in knowing how we're managing COVID, I would say that we're managing it well. We monitor it very closely. The state of Illinois is very strict with regard to COVID vaccination requirements. So because each state in the United States has its own rules and regulations, and we follow our CDC guidelines. And all universities in the state of Illinois, Chicago's in the state of Illinois, require that their students be vaccinated, and the professors and administration staff. If there's some who do not want to be vaccinated for different reasons, religious reasons or certain valid reasons, then they're required to show proof of a negative PCR test, I think every 5 or 7 days. Now the test they have, when they have to pay for that test. We've been offering in-person classes as of this past January 2021, and also hybrid classes, so that we give the students the opportunity to take in-person and or hybrid, especially if students had problems with the visas or got their visas late in order to come to the United States. All our classes are in person and also can be flipped online or offered in a hybrid fashion. For all the students who came this fall, if they decide to live in on-campus housing, they had to quarantine in special rooms for 7 days, and then had to get a special proof of a test, PCR test, had to be negative in order to start their classes. So while they were quarantining, they could take those courses, that first week of courses, online. For those students who weren't able to get vaccinated in Spain or France because they could not get the dates, we had a big vaccination drive on campus during the first 2 weeks of classes, whereby anybody who wanted to get vaccinated could get vaccinated for free. And then we offered another vaccination drive a few months later for those who wanted the second shot, etc. So you could get vaccinated in the state of Illinois, and I think almost anywhere in the States, for free if you're a student at the US university. So Mario, I don't know if there are any questions in the chat.
No.
No.
We have the one at the beginning of the session, but no, there's no more questions. It seems that.
Yeah. I just have one point to make, is that our Stewart School of Business is thinking of launching a summer program next summer. And as you know, our summer is from mid-May to mid-August. And there are different summer sessions. They are planning to offer 3 courses. One course will be a 3-credit-hour course called Blockchain, which would be equivalent to 6 ECTS, artificial intelligence, also 3 US credit hours, and Internet of Things, also 3-credit-hour course. They're planning to offer these courses during different periods in the summer at a huge discount, $1,500. It would cost rather than $4,800. So if students are interested, the question is the timing, and the question is whether those courses will be validated or accepted in any of their engineering program at the double degree. For the most part, yes. But we just need to know the level of interest and also the timing, because if you have your exams in mid-June, we could offer 1 or 2 of those courses by end of June through early August. So this is one proposal that we're working on. I've discussed this with the vice deans at your schools, and if you have questions, you can talk with them further to see if you're interested in those courses.
Hi, I have a question.
Yes.
Yeah, you talk about the possibility of doing the master final project there, but you say it a little quickly, and I'd like to know which are the options and how the admission process is, because there it put that the deadline was October 15th, and I didn't understand that.
Okay. For the research program, non-degree research program, you have to be pre-selected by your school. Then your school will send me your name. I will write to you about the application process. The application process is simply, you have to send me your transcript certified in English. You have to show proof of an intermediate level in English. either through one of these exams that we mentioned, or a letter from your school certifying that you have an intermediate level in English. You have to a statement of purpose, a professional statement indicating what research area you're interested in. And then you'd have to go to whichever department you're interested in and look at their research areas to determine which professors you'd like to work with. You have to mention 3 professors, and that's usually provided on the website, the department links. Then you send me your dossier, and I will distribute it to those 3 professors. If they're okay with it, then you can start your research program. The deadline is 15th of October if you want to do your research project starting in February of next year. So this was already passed. For those of you interested in a research project starting in September of next year, the deadline would be February 15th.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Any other question?
Yes.
Yes.
Last question. It's about the COVID situation. Just to know if the U.S. government or the Illinois Tech has some restrictions about the visas or the number of students or international students to be admitted.
No, there are no visa restrictions at all. No, that would be seen as discrimination. No, there's no restrictions at all. You just have to make sure that you're vaccinated. For example, when I traveled to Madrid last month to visit UPM Comillas and also to Valencia, I was required to show, the Spanish government required me to show proof that I'd been vaccinated. And then I had to fill out a form, and then within 48 hours, I could fill out the rest of the form. I did not have to show any proof of a negative test. And then when I arrived in Spain, they checked my vaccination documents, and I received a QR code from the Spanish government, and it was fine. In the US, we have a CDC document where we accept other documents. So, for example, I had my vaccinations in the US, and your Spanish government accepted my document from the US. And similarly, if you have a document from Spain, the US will accept it, especially if you've taken the vaccinations that are recognized by the WHO and the US, which are Pfizer and Moderna and AstraZeneca. So if you've had those vaccinations, there shouldn't be any restrictions. Of course, when arriving in the States, the COVID situation does change. So it has no influence on your visas at all, okay? When arriving in the States, because the COVID, the cases are rising, etc. So they do require, when you arrive in the States, to have proof of a negative PCR test, I think 72 hours prior to arrival. And then 5 days after your arrival, you have to show proof of a negative PCR test.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. All right, so if there are no more questions, I will not take up more of your time. I do thank you for your interest. I do thank you for your attention. I know it's not easy, and I had to cover quite a bit. So you can always ask me additional questions if it's related to Illinois Tech at europe@iit.edu. If you have questions about which master degree programs you would like to choose, that you should discuss with your professors at your respective schools. Well, thank you again, and have a good rest of the day.
Thank you to you, Vanita.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye bye, Vanita.
Bye bye. Bye bye all. Bye bye. Thank you.
Thank you, Vanita.